Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope you're all having an incredible day. Man was made to toil. Hashem created us in order to work. To help appreciate this idea, the Gemara teaches us that a person prefers 1/5 of the value of something that he worked for compared to 5 times the amount given to him for free. So, meaning a person would prefer $20 that he worked for, gets more pleasure from that $20 that he worked for, compared to $100 that was given to him for free. Of course, this is always something that everybody could relate to. When you work for something, you earn something. When you get that what you were working for, what you were striving for, that whatever that X, Y, and Z may be that you were desiring. Once you get it, the fact that you work for it sets the stage for such a great appreciation once you do receive it. To understand this better, we can of course turn to Ruchnius. Ruchnius means spirituality. That if you look at angels and souls outside of their body, they're experiencing a tremendous revelation of God. Compared to a person in a physical body, the amount of godly revelation is much more minute, much smaller. Because when a soul is outside the body, it experiences a revelation of God. There's no physicality to get in the way. It sees things for what they are. So to an angel, angels, they experience a tremendous revelation of God. They don't have physicality bothering them. Whereas a human being, okay, he could have spiritual moments, but then he gets hungry, and his hunger may get in the way, or he may get, God forbid, angry, and all these type of factors, physical factors of the body, emotional, whatever factors it may be that the body has, they block, they conceal Hashem's light. Whereas a soul and an angel outside of the body experiences a much greater revelation of God. But an angel and a soul outside of the body doesn't have to work for it. It's naturally, it's innately experiencing a godly revelation. There's no toil involved. But a person, a man in a physical body, man and woman, of course, when the soul comes down into the body and the body is fighting and the body sometimes challenges the soul and there's a little bit of a battle going on, to say the least, that sets the stage for when we do experiencing a revelation of God or a feeling of Hashem's presence. It makes it much more sweet, much more enjoyable because of the fact that we had to work for it. So recognize that if Hashem was to be fully revealed right now, and it was to be the days of Moshiach automatically, and we were just born into the days of Moshiach, so we'd have nothing to compare it to. We'd have no work to put into it. And we know, and it's very obvious that when a person works for something, when he receives what he's looking for, it's much more enjoyable. So too with the Geula, the redemption, the days of Moshiach. The fact that we experienced the exile prior to it, the fact that we experienced a dark time prior to the days of Moshiach, that sets the stage for when the bright days of Moshiach come into Revelation. It'll be all the more pleasurable because we experienced the exile before it. You know, the expression, the night is darkest before dawn. So we have to understand that the fact that it's dark outside, the fact that we're living in we've experienced days which are dark days, tremendously difficult days. It's only preparing us, maybe today, that the Moshiach comes and the days of Moshiach are revealed to us, and then the light will shine so much brighter because of the darkness that preceded it. So we have to also appreciate that. It's a very beautiful idea that the Rebbe Shab teaches us, that when a person puts to work his brain, his kliya chokhmah, his kliya of Chabad chokhmah bin adas, meaning when a person puts his brain to work to study Torah, and he involves himself and he grinds himself, and it's deep ideas, and he pushes himself, and he has to really read it over and over again until he could just understand this one line and then the next line. When a person pushes himself, it activates not just the chokhmah, but the pnimius, the inner godly light within the chokhmah. Takes you to a much higher place. That when you're learning Torah, you're very involved with your intellect. But if you push your intellect hard enough, you dig into the essence of the intellect, and you experience the godly light within the intellect. That you know that the Torah, of course, it's Hashem revealing Himself to us, but Hashem encloses Himself within these ideas, these deep intellectual ideas and beautiful concepts. But when you dig deep enough into the concept, you realize that the concept is just a way for Hashem to reveal Himself to you. Really, what's interesting is the godly spark within it, and then you kind of peel when you learn Torah, you go deep into it, you peel the layers. Torah is like Hashem encloses Himself in different layers, different levels, different analogies. And when you dig deep, you rip open the analogy and you get the godly light within it. So to understand this, the Rebbe Rashab gives a mashal, an analogy, that just like in order in order to bring out a spark out of a flintstone, you have to smack the stones, like the metal against the stone. You have to smack them against each other. If you just touch them lightly, the sparks won't come out. But when you smack them against each other, the sparks fly out. It takes that grinding. It takes that hard impact. So too, when we learn, we have to learn with powerful impact, that we're grinding ourselves. And our brain is such an interesting organ. It's such a spiritual organ. Hashem made our brains so refined. Our brains are a good vessel for our soul. Our soul is revealed through our brain. Of course, our soul is higher than our brain as well. We have levels of our soul that are far beyond our brain. And they're currently, the highest level of our soul is still united with Hashem. It's still experiencing godly revelation. As you know, we're only experiencing a small drop of our soul at the moment. And the more we refine ourselves, the more we're able to tap into our soul and draw down our soul. The more our body becomes refined, the less it hides our soul and the more it reveals it. So to understand this better, so in order to bring out the deeper levels of our soul, when we learn Torah with an intensity, just like when you smack the rocks against each other, you smack pieces of metal of each other, you're able to bring out the spark from the potential state to the revealed state. So too, when we push ourselves to learn Torah in that way, we bring out the essence of our soul. We reach beyond the intellect. We reach, because as you know, Hashem is far beyond intellect. We can't grasp Hashem with our intellect. We can grasp Torah concepts with our intellect. But we have to be connected to Hashem in a way beyond our intellect. That's why there's some laws that we don't fully grasp. But we're still given over to Hashem, and we understand that Hashem told us to do it, and Hashem wants what's best for us. So even though I personally, at my own level, don't fully grasp what this means, I recognize that Hashem is obviously beyond infinitely above me. The fact that I don't understand in no way, shape, or form contradicts my service of Hashem. It only adds to it. Because true service of Hashem is when you're given over to Hashem even when you don't understand a certain thing. If you're just serving Hashem when you understand something, that means that you're kind of serving your own logic. You're serving yourself. But when you serve Hashem even when things don't seem so clear to you, that's true service of the Creator. And that's what causes the Creator the greatest pleasure. When you give yourself over to Him. So it's important that we appreciate that Hashem put us in this world to toil, to work. And that's the greatest pleasure. And we have so much energy within us that we have to just activate. You see the tzaddikim who work day and night to serve Hashem, to spread Torah, to connect with fellow Jews and righteous Gentiles as well, to spread Hashem's light throughout the world. If you see, the Lubavitcher Rebbe would meet with people for hours every Sunday. He'd always be having people meet with him, answering letters, giving out discourses. So we see that a human being, a person, of course, the Lubavitcher Rebbe is a tzaddik and a huge tzaddik, and what he was able to, staying up all night and all the things that the Rebbe, that all the stories we hear, of course, that certain people have much more talents than others, to say the least. But we all have within us our etzem Hashem, the essence of our soul is a part of Hashem. When we go deep enough to each and every one of our souls, it's Hashem Himself within us. So when you go deep into that level, there's no separation between any of us. We're all one. So we all have the ability to tap into our inner soul. We just have to work for it. And we'll recognize that we have a lot more energy than we think. And proof of this is a person may feel tired and unmotivated, and they may feel, like a rock, like they may feel stagnant. But proof that they actually have so much energy within them is if there was to be an emergency, a state of emergency, and something has to be done, they would all of a sudden have so much energy within them. So too now, we're in a state of spiritual emergency. We are about to enter the days of Moshiach. If not, we may have already have, but we have to push things even further. We have to turn on our turbocharged engine spiritually and take things to the next level and increase in our service of Hashem. We should be able to accomplish today what would take us way more than a day in the past, because now we have renewed energy. And of course, everyone's aware of what's been going on in the past few days. All the news. I don't have to even bring it up because it's been spoken about in our recent videos, but of course the tragic news that we've heard. Let us do something to change what's going on. Let us do something to fix it. Because as you know, when Moshiach comes, Hashem will revive the dead, the resurrection of the dead, and the tears will be wiped off all of our faces. So no matter how many difficult situations we've gone through, Hashem will fix it all. But we have to push. Hashem wants it to come from us. As you know, man was made to toil. If Hashem was to do all the work for us, we wouldn't even appreciate it. The fact that we get to be involved with it, and yes, and it's true, sometimes we have to work hard and sometimes it's painful, but that sets the stage for the true service of Hashem, to bring the days of Moshiach. So let us try to work a little bit. And we'll notice that when we work hard in our service of Hashem, when you work for someone, when you care about someone else, that's when it activates your true love for that, for the other. So too, when we serve Hashem with a way of force, with intensity and with dedication, that activates within us a greater love for Hashem. As you know, why does a parent love a child more than the child loves the parent? Because the parent gives more to the child. The more you give to someone, the more you love the other. So too, if we want to love Hashem, if we want to feel a fiery love and fear of God in our hearts and to feel Hashem's presence, we have to give to Him. And that giving to Him, that gift that we give Hashem, opens up the channel of revelation from Him to us. We also have to appreciate that I would like to be able to, as we know, 45 holy, righteous souls departed this world and are with Hashem in Gan Eden. And of course, they didn't depart this world spiritually. In fact, they're even more here spiritually than ever before. But physically, we don't see them right now. May the days of Moshiach come now and they'll be revived. Let us do something to add, to bring the days of Moshiach closer. 45 holy souls. I would like to, if possible, at least 45 Tehillim, chapters of Psalms to be said. If we can do that, we'll try starting with this video. We'll see how the project can go. I'm very hopeful. I started a Tehillim project about a month ago or so. I want to take it to the next level. Let us be able to please write in the comment section below, pay attention to the other comments in the comment section below and see who's reading what Tehillim. Please mark down, please read a psalm, at least one, for these holy souls, to elevate them. Let us do something to praise Hashem, to bring Hashem into the world. As you know, the action is the most important thing. Of course, right now, you watching this video, you're learning Torah, you're serving Hashem, you're learning about God, you're doing tremendous, you're bringing tremendous godly light to the world just by you watching this video. You can't even imagine the godly energy you're bringing to the world by you watching this video. If you want to do something even greater, take this energy and then read a chapter of Psalms to take things even greater. As you know, when you have a fire, as great as the fire is, you should always, if you want like a bonfire to last throughout the night, you always want to add more. You want to make sure to add more wood and add more wood and add more wood. Even when the fire is burning strong, you have to plan in order to plan for the future. You have to add more wood and add more wood. So to let us add more wood, let us read a chapter of Psalms, please. At least 45 chapters I would like to be read for these holy souls. Don't be shy. Comment in the comment section below. It could be in any language you feel comfortable. And there's no limit to how many you could read. It doesn't have to be just one. It could be as many as you want. I will take upon myself, of course, the first chapter, start chapter 1 I'll do. And all of you, please comment the ones you'll be reading. Of course, I'm going to be reading other chapters throughout the day that I'll try to comment in this section if I read them, when I read them. Yeah, I have a daily schedule, so I'll put those ones in there. But don't be shy. Read whatever Tehillim you would like. Please comment it. We have to know that we have the ability to bring God into the world. Hashem's here already. Hashem's everywhere equally. There's no place no place void of Him. But the only difference is we want it to be revealed. We know Hashem's everywhere. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere, as the beautiful Chabad children's song goes. But we have to recognize that we want Him to be revealed. We want to feel His presence infinitely, beyond infinitely. So let us do something about it. Let us add. Let us toil. Let us work. And let us connect. And when we feel pained by the suffering of our fellows, that's one of the things that you bring us closest to the Lord, to Hashem. Because as you know, Hashem feels all of our pain more than we feel our own pain. So by empathizing with others, we're obviously empathizing with the Creator. May Hashem bless you, and may today be the day that we get redeemed. Please share, subscribe, like, to help spread Torah. Just by you liking this video, you're helping add to Torah because it helps the video get more views. Subscribe, share. There's no limit. May Hashem bless you all.